Hello everyone. Okay. So, welcome to the stream where we are actually trying to make the world after. And I have a very, very good news. We have reached another goal because our friend know what to do just founded like the next the next tier of the thermometer on their own because they are crazy. Okay, they actually gave so much money. Oh my gosh. Using the new itch.io system. They bought the bundle, and now I am obligated to do at least 2 time bomb animatics for the story of the world after. So welcome in Arcane Legends the World After, my direct parallel follow-up to Pretend Like We Can Touch. Thank you Icon and Know What to Do for funding my efforts to stay motivated and give you some time-bound and Zeko content. So I adopt for everyone finances, looking at you, know what to do, very thankful, but I doubt that we get to the next milestone anytime soon, but probably I will still try to finish some Arcane analysis on things, and I will try to just in case work on timing on the time bomb story of the world after ending. But yeah, here we are. We are funded, guys. So, welcome. Okay, so I'm looking for my file to come and draw. I'm running a bit late, I'm very sorry. So, where is it? This is it. Okay, so for the first time in a long while, I'm actually doing single perspective shots, and actually trying to make a room work. For those who don't know, as much as the exercise is very calming, I'm very much not a background gal. Very much not, but yeah, that's what we did last week, and that's what we are doing this week too. So, okay, is anyone there? No, I'm just recording for myself right now, so welcome to anyone who is tuning in for the recorded version. And we are trying to make sense of what we are looking at right now. So I'm actually trying to test some techniques. So I'm trying to think about it a bit scientifically, which means So, as ever, I still rather silent. Yeah, that's about right. While doing that kind of thing, and I won't put any music because otherwise, here goes my monetization. Fun, right? Otherwise, if you have any question, what is it doing? Why is it doing that? Okay. So, what are the news? Besides the world being literally on fire. Okay. Oh, hello. Who's there? Hello, Noah. Thank you again for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. If you get to the beginning, I was telling how nut you are. Merci beaucoup, franchement, c'est vraiment trop bien. Je sais pas quoi dire en vrai. Mais voilà, merci vraiment. Ça aide, je jure que ça aide. Maintenant, eh ben, si on pouvait tous être responsables sur le budget. Je décode moitié, mais. Ok. Right now I'm trying to approach all of this kind of scientifically, I would say. problem with chat? I may have. The Red George is actually about... Oh, that's no, wrong chat. Okay. Absolutely the wrong chat. The red jar is for has been hotel contents. It's actually about how to say that an animatic. It's an animatic I made for a section of a fan fiction I'm writing right now. I'm finishing it. I need the last chapters to be done. And it's a fan fiction focusing on how to say that. Ooh, ugly. It's sorry, I'm trying to manage the not so cool chat issue. Yeah, here you are. Okay, and this one I can just delete. Yes, okay. So we were saying the Red George. The Red George is for the animatic called I made for Gambling Adept. Gambling Adept is an Ask-centric fanfiction that was supposed to be somewhat of a prequel to Ask and Angel Dust fanfic I made to be as fluffy as I ever could. I think this is the fluffiest thing I ever wrote. And for this fluffy thing to function, I had to make up an excuse in my mind that we got rid of the glaring issues plot-wise. I don't know if you are familiar with Has Been Hotel, but the Has Been Hotel universe is set in hell, and in hell you can own and sell your own soul. The two characters I was interested about writing, and I'm not the only one, respectively belongs to the radio demon and the cinema demon. The cinema demon is a cruel, funny, and really amazing character, but a really cruel person who is in human trafficking, who doesn't really get the concept of consent, and they are a horrible person. And the radio demon is a horrible person because they are an egoistical bitch. You know, they only think about themselves. Partly because they are just that, and not helping is the fact that they are a little psychopath, so it doesn't help. So early in season 1 you learn that Husk, one of the characters that is called by the radio demon to the Has Been Hotel to work there, used to be a really important person that owned soul stew, and fed off that because of the radio demon, and so they both Angel Dust and Husk, well, you can imagine in addition to being in literal hell, they don't have the most thrilling life ever under the radio demon and the cinema demon, who basically use cinema as a justification to make porn, and abusive porn at that. Yoo-hoo, yes. So I had to get rid of the radio demon and the cinema demon, but I didn't want to get into that while I was writing my fluff, so I just said, hey, they got rid of them, you don't have to know how. I have an idea of why. You don't have to know why. You just know that Angel is no longer under contract, and Alastor is gone. That's all you need to know. I wrote my fluff. I was very, very happy with it. And people ask the proverb, like, a very, very great question. Okay, how did that happen? And I was like, I probably won't write about it. I probably won't. But in my head, it went a bit something like this. And I wrote a comment, and the comments began to haunt me, literally. And yeah. I had to write it, and it's 40 chapters long, and I'm at 45 chapters. Yeah. For an original story that was like, I don't know, 11 chapters, maybe. Yeah. No, 8. It was 8 chapters. 8 chapters, and it's just that now that I'm so deep into how did they manage that, I had to add 3 chapters to justify the fallout of what's happening in gambling and nets. So, yeah. So there is a whole part, the first act of my whole, may I remind you, prequel story, where I was literally just trying to recount my vision of the close to canon events before the show is actually happening. So the show is starting, between the 2010s and now, this show is starting. If you ignore the pilot, I would say, not even if you ignore the pilot. If you ignore all the first time all the content began to be created, and you are trying to imply this is currently ongoing events, the show most likely is happening between 2020 and so 2020 or 2025. I should say that those people are in hell have been in hell since something like 50 years at least. Some stuff has happened. Some deep lore stuff has happened. You know me. You know who I am with the League of Legends lore. When there's something like a lost Bible of content for everything has been a tell. When you've been around long enough, you remember stuff that have been said, retconned, in good, in bad, in everything. For the most part, I think the retcon stuff on Has Been a Tale have been pretty good, I think. Nevertheless, there's tons of stuff that, we kind of are pretty sure happened in between those characters are revealed to hell and the beginning of the show, and the first act of my fic was entirely made to accommodate for, okay, what kind of mindset do I need this character of the show to be to make it work with canon, that it will have the ending I want for my fluffy Escardest fanfic. So yeah, that happened. So my first act is centered around the glory days of Husk, that son of a bitch. Do you want some images I made of Husk? Who is Husk? Where is Husk? What is Husk? Okay, so has me noted it. It's your fault. You told me to tell you about it. Okay. So okay, where is it? Oh gosh. So here is the ship. Here is Husk. Crazy character design. I love him for it. I don't know if you're familiar with Has Been a Tale. If you ever want to get into it, I won't spoil too much for you, but let's say that season 2 didn't end well for me. So I had to cope. So yeah, to cope I had to write an entire backstory for this guy. It already existed, granted. It already existed. I just tried to, make my version of connecting the dots. And my version of connecting the dots is, writing something like 12 chapters about it, about the casino demon, and making him going to hell for a reason, just so he had the engine, motivational engine to go to where I am trying to put him right now in my 5 last chapter of this 40 chapter long fake of mine. So that's the context. I have a first act of Gambling Adept that is entirely around Husk as the casino demon and his downfall with the radio demon, and how he received that, and how he managed that, and how he went to very powerful to basically a hobo. And I used a scrapped character to make character developments. A scrap character that has been reshaped and reused for another show, Elboss. Right now, this character is the official character that really exists now is Luna, but previously there was a character that was supposed to be a derivative of her, look a lot like her, there is enough likeness that we also think that she won't ever appear in the real show, because she basically made it under another name to another show. The main difference between the two of them is that the scrap character, Crimini, was a young sinner, and she was She died young. That's what you have to understand. She died very young, and she wasn't goth, contrary to Luna. She was punk, and I saw the potential of these of jaded husk meeting young punk criminy, and I made an entire arc about it. And so what you are seeing right here is my thermometer to actually make a proper animatic, I would say, for what I did for the two of them, which is a paper animatic for basically what is I would say a trailer for the first act of Gambling Net. You can find it on my YouTube channel. You can find it. Basically, I made this part. I made the paper part, and this is the objective is to, if someone is ever interested to see it like clean, I would make a black and white version of it digitally, and the next thing would be to try to put the color intentions in that, and after that, yeah, sky is the limit. But yeah, the animatic already exists. It's just that it's not really readable by someone else than me. So yeah. Hello, Gabrielle. I don't know if you're still here. Are you still here, Gabrielle? No, you're not here anymore. Nice to meet you, Gabrielle, anyway. So yeah. The thermometer is to make another animatic. So make another version of this same animatic. Okay, where was I? Everywhere, nowhere at the same time. Huh? You're welcome. Thank you for asking, even if I know it's not really your thing. Nah. Yeah, so with all that, did you read the scripts, or are you still keeping the surprise for yourself? Zach into Arcane. Hello, Eric. Eric Roman? Eric Roman. Hi, Eric Roman. How would I design Zach for Arcane? Actually, Arcane did a really funny thing with the Blight. Okay, bless bless you, Noah. Bless you. Yeah, I recommend it. Go watch Has Been Told. Be a pirate. Don't give money to Amazon if you are not giving them something already. Have you heard any NCMA exist still? Okay. Eric Roman, how would you design Zack into Arcane? Arcane did something really funny with the gray. They kind of gave it this, hallucination thing where you can almost see faces in it, and I think that was really cool. And because sometimes they represent the gray with these green tints, I always thought that it was pretty interesting. It really reminded me of the concept of Zack, and I was like, oh, are they going to introduce Zack as a byproduct of the smoke? Of the gray? I really would like it to, that would have been so awesome. They didn't, and I understand perfectly why. I think that was the beginning of an idea that I really liked, and I give all the all the praise to the animators who took the time to do that. That they did it unprompted. You know it. So for me, Zack, because Arcane is trying to shed off a bit of this, 80s comic vibe that Zack had. I would try to, be a little less attached to his form, because Zack basically. And I would ruin Zack. That's the thing. If I wanted Zack to be compatible with the aesthetic of the zone Arcane created, Zack, just like most of the characters, would be unrecognizable from the League of Legends version. So Zack right now is like something like this, and I love him for it. Shape wise, it's a bit 19th comic, and I love it. That's for it to be in Arcane art style. I think just like you, Eric, like is an accident to Chemtech. An accident to Chemtech. It doesn't have to be Shimmer, but it's definitely Chemtech. We all think of it as, everything that is weird, you have to theorize at some point that it must have been singed. Everything monstrous in zone. Somehow, if Singe didn't created it, Singe probably had a hand in it. So yeah, how would you do that? If you take it like that, yeah, you would have to imagine that I don't know. That would take him, a bit out of his game presentation. His game presentation is pretty much gelatin and liquid. You know, he can be a puddle, and jumping from puddle to puddle. Because I like this idea of the grace being maybe part maybe part of the gray somehow. That Zach would be a part of the gray somehow, would be an expression of the gray. I like very much the idea of him having a gas form that looks like the gray, because they really gave a face to the gray, and I was like, okay, that's a bit sinister for Zach, but I would see it. You know, I could see it. And really trying to lean into this idea of solid, liquid, gas, plasma, steam plasma, you will find it funny if Celica adopted Zack as her kid. I think, yeah, most of people, especially Celica, all my love to Celica, but Celica would maybe have trouble to consider Zack human. She would consider it a pet sooner than she would consider it a kid, actually. The idea would be for me that Zack is very much a slime, a weak slime. And he has that, he was Zeri before Zeri, he gained sentience. He gained sentience, and he was like, okay, maybe I don't want to be a monster. I'm basically, no, I'm not human, but maybe I'm not a monster. And actually, I see stuff that is, really messed up. Humans doing each other terrible stuff, and violence, and it's pretty evident that maybe they shouldn't. So if I had to do a design for, I'm sorry, for then, it would be something like this, maybe. Something like doesn't really have a form but try to have a form, so when they are small, then they kind of look like a child, and people could mistake them for a child because they are trying to imitate the form of humans. you know, they would see, okay, humans have this kind of stuff, so maybe I could. And you know, he would be terribly bad at first at imitating a human body, you know. Trying to give himself the shape, but and most of the time no face. I would say no face most of the time. And if you have to make a nod to his original design, I think it would be, you know, an happenstance. It's a slime, so it would digest, you know, iron chemicals and stuff. I think it would be really interesting to make him, you know, yes, green, but iridescent most of the time. So yeah. You know, break down his human form to be I think the hardest part for me would be to actually commit to render the thing because gelatin is not an easy thing to render, and I'm famously horrible at rendering. But yeah, most of the time their survival kit would be trying to pass for a human silhouette, and a strong one at that, but failing to actually maintain shape for it most of the time. That would be an interesting story, you know. And maybe had some trash to it. You know, it's supposed to be not a misunderstood monster. We have Mundo for that. But a friendly monster, and if for a friendly monster to be friendly, it first has to be a monster, so it has to be terrifying. So So if it's not terrifying, I don't need it. So yeah, I would make him try to imitate human silhouettes to the best of his ability, and maybe fail sometime. What is the official face of the hero? Alors, Zaklik. Of Legends. Okay, so it's his huge Joe. Yeah, huge Phantom Joe would be important. Okay, maybe we can try that actually. I'm not sure that a big trench coat would be good for him. I don't think cloth would be good. I would say the story bit where he would be wise for him to actually have a coat in the beginning, but if you are trying to represent it as this underground hero of zone that's break the jaw of every Joe, that is a bit too cruel. Okay, give me the splash art. Give me the splash art. If you like to do design, it's not brand new. I'm not inventing anything here. I'm not telling something really extraordinary or groundbreaking, but first thing you want to do when you design is to try to draw it blank, draw it, just with what speaks to you. What you remember is important for you, and once you kind of got into it, don't stop there. Look at as many references as you can. Try to absorb everything that clicks with you. Make the mood boards, make the research, make the collection of how to say that, the collection of images and keywords that attach to your ID. Do your brainstorm, but just with pictures and articles and historic references you can ever get, but don't draw. Just do your absorption phase, and after that, come back to your first drawings and try to make two versions of the thing. Actually, not two. You will have anyway to do like 100. Try genuinely to make 100 iteration of your design, and try to put it, inform it with your reference, with everything you've been looking for. First, makes you a better human being because now you're more cultured. You know more stuff about stuff, and that makes you a better human being, point blank. And second, it might help you, circle back to your originalities and ask yourself, okay, why did I make those design choices? And is there a smarter design choices I can make to make this work? So right now what I'm doing, after telling you about my idea, I'm going back to the original product. Original product that exists because someone did all the research for me before me and actually did the work I just described to you and chose a certain amount of things. And you can see the reference that shows. Head is a anglerfish. Fists are, I would say, a toad, an hippopotamus, and maybe a bit of a gorilla, proportion-wise. I really like that about Zach. Zach's designs is very cool. It's simplistic, a bit too simplistic, you will say, especially for an art direction like Arcane, because nothing will stick with that, It's iconic, but you will be lacking the asperity to make storytelling with it. And if you want to keep this design as is, probably the closest you could ever get to that would be to, if you were to just take this Zack into Arcane, would be to fill him with stuff, floating stuff, inside of his gel, and it would change every time. That would be the simplest way to do it, and I would then be upset with it. But yeah, if I have to change it, the same way they changed Warwick. Yeah, evolutive design that is. So the big trench coat would be actually a good story bit. But as for his adult form, hard and expensive were not a problem with this show. I'd say they would have found a way, but yeah, it would have been a real technical challenge. And story-wise, I think if Zack had been indispensable story-wise, they would have made the effort and they would have developed techniques to make this gelatin monster absolutely gorgeous. You know it. If I can ever come back to Piltover Zone, in the sense that if Fortish ever do trailers again for Zone. I can't wait to see their version of Zack because I know it would be beautiful. But yeah, main reason is his story. Zack doesn't have an interesting story. That's a bit sad because his story is, you know, it's not compelling enough. It's not a bad story, or it's not a story that isn't worth telling. I'm not saying that, but next to every, you know, complicated politics schemes ever that are existing in Runeterra, yeah, that would be weird. His story would lack depth, and I think as much as storytelling, we are really bad right now, I think, at telling stories that have a simple moral compass. I think we're bad. Humanity as a whole is really bad at that. I'm trying to keep the anglerfish aesthetic. So I was thinking maybe the trigger warning for body horror and stuff like that when I'm talking. Maybe a child's skull. Maybe child skull inside of Gelatin's body. He's trying to be an animal that you'd see in Zone sewers, hence the anglerfish. So, imitation of an anglerfish. Ooh, okay, I think I got it. Oh yeah, no, disgusting. I got it. I think I got it. Yeah. Lose the human body parts. Yeah, you might guess I'm not. When I do monster design, I do not like giving them humanoid forms. I love muscles, I love morphology, I love the human figure to distressing degree, but I think it's rather it's really restrictive to make every monster you ever come across human looking. You know, it's really small in the mind, and yeah, so bonus. No, it's not in the stars right now, but if I ever was to actually put Zack in the world after, that would be Zack. That would be that. Yeah, exactly. Junk in his body, all kind of junks, but light in the dark. I'm not good at all that at rendering, so I won't try, and this is not today's objective, but yeah, that would be my take. Yeah, so crawling in the ceiling and in the pipes. So yeah, it would be really, really different from his counterpart. You know, I think he would be able to get big and get scary, but I think his default state wouldn't be, you know, All Might shaped. Yeah, that would be my cat take. That would be my take indeed. Yeah, Noah, I would too. I would too. No one would ever blame you for that. So yeah, that's a quick think experiment. You can take that. Yeah. I wanted to push this, I would try to make a study of surface scattering and how light diffused through column like that. So yeah. So yeah, that would be my idea of a redesign. I bet he is. I bet he's everyone's problem. I bet Eric. I think it would very much be a problem for everyone, even and the girls wouldn't be sadly able to comprehend what's coming their way. They wouldn't be. They would be at loss, sadly. Wouldn't have the faintest idea. Even if ultimately they learn that the thing is not that bad, I'm afraid they absolutely would try to kill it somehow. I'm sorry, I like Twitch too much. I like him with my whole heart. I love Twitch. Twitch is so fun. He's stupid fun and I love him. Emphasis on stupid, of course. Come on. Good admits. Okay. Okay, I think we're done with that. I like the grey too much. Definitely, I like the grey way too much. Okay. Yes. Zach, I'm just a little guy. So can we call this part having fun with Zach? I don't like redesigning stuff and titling it like I somehow know what to do with my design ideas. I think that Riot did a pretty damn good job all over the years, even with characters that don't have the spotlight as much. But I think genuinely, I think there is love in every character you ever encounter in at Riot Games. People did all of the characters with much love, and it might be outdated sometimes, it might be silly sometimes, it might be mismatched with the whole new universe, but there's no denial that whoever did this work with Zach did a tremendous work. And so I don't want to call this a redesign. I want to call it a little variation of how would I personally do it. So there you go. Here's Zach. Okay. That took us way much more time than I thought I would I would spend on. That's yeah. Yeah, an interpretation of his storytelling informed by his original design. Let's say that. Let's say that they all stay happily. Yeah, I'm actually pretty glad of being able to do that kind of stuff, you know. Once I'm done with Arcane, I probably will try to do a Doge for Ether Giants. I think that will be my next objective. Because, yeah, doing your own IP is the best way to actually do something in any capacity, so I will try that. Okay. Forums, I want it there. Okay. I think I'm going to take a bit of a break at some point. And I will come back. Maybe not. What am I trying to do here? Let's say I want to get rid of all of this and do my own stuff. We'll do that. We'll go with that. Okay. Okay, and okay. Okay. Eric, how did you came about my channel? I'm curious. Please enlighten me. AMVs, I don't do edits. Did I ever did edits on this channel? AMVs. Do you need animatics? Yeah. Noah, toi-même tu sais. AMVs in my language means edits. Old people edits, but edits anyway. Did I ever did an edit? Which one was it? Which one was it? Oh, I'm curious now. Which one was it? Please tell me. Yeah, animatics of Rebel Hearts. One of my favorites. One, not a fan favorite, obviously. Obviously not a fan favorite because people, well, they don't exactly mesh with songs that are not popular, but I guess it has its audience. It does have an audience. Yeah. How comes you stumbled upon Rebel Heart? How you do you like animatics in general, or did you just came into the Arcane fandom, looked for Arcane stuff, and ended up with us? Oh yeah. Noah, oui, les AMV des années 2000, toi-même tu sais. I don't know how much people old are the people that are following me right now. But yep. That was my era. The 2000s with Linkin Park and DBZ. DBZ in English? Yeah, Dragon Ball. Oh yeah, like every not good. So glad it exists, but not good. Everyone doing exactly the same thing. I want to say exactly like all the time bomb edits are kind of the same. Right? We have to admit. We have to admit, guys. But yeah. You know what? I don't know what Audio Slave is. Nine Inch Nails, I know. Nine Inch Nails, I know. But Audio Slave, I feel like there is a hole in my musical culture. Please enlighten me. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, man? Yeah. I'm the first one to say embrace your cringe. I don't need. It's not because it was Linkin Park or Nine Inch Nails that it was bad. On the contrary, it was the only thing that was good about it. It's really that everyone choose exactly the same images to not say something really important. You know, it was just us. I include myself in this, even if I never did a DBZ edit in my life. That was the way to express immense love and hype for something, and saying, "Oh, this is so cool." Chris Cornell. Does that name ring the bell in me? I reckon it should. Really, it should. Okay, so yeah, no, maybe because I'm older, probably because I'm older, I'm kind of looking for this, you know, if you're doing art, I want to look for the why are you doing art. And it was, I had this conversation with a fellow student when I was doing game design. We were all creatives, and some of us did music, you know. And at some point, people were talking about, okay, let's make temporary bands, let's make music for fun, let's play guitar for fun, let's whatever, you know it. And my only talent, music-wise, was and is still singing. You know, I can. I do lyrics, not too bad, and I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, I never intended, you know, to do music seriously, you know. At some point, I had a chance to, but it didn't clock that way. Let's say that. So yeah, and at some point with one friend, I don't know if I can say friend. I quit comrades. Let's say school comrades. He was doing mixes, you know, arrangements, so production, and I just asked him, "Hey, why the fuck not? Would you like to do music for those lyrics I made, or do you want to make me listen to some of your arrangements and let me put a voice on it?" And we did that. We jammed. Well, you know, he put some music, and I improved some idea of a lyric on it, idea of lyrics, idea of counter melodies. He was quite impressed because, you know, he goes about melody not on instinct, and I was just matching, you know, and he didn't do that. But nevertheless, it was pretty good. We tried to do some songs together. I actually have right now a video I can't get out because I didn't heard of him yet for putting it online because it's his arrangements. So I just want to make sure he's cool with that, with me using his arrangement before putting it online. I found it a few last week, and I just subtitled it and just say, okay, my life is a bit different now, but it's not that different. So maybe for the lols, let's get it out. And I didn't heard of it yet, so I didn't put it out. But we had a pretty interesting conversation while we were separating after a session of work, and he told me that I told him about the fact that I'm not doing art if I have nothing to say. If I have nothing to say, I'm not doing it. I'm not putting the work to do art if there is not some kind of message behind it. Otherwise, art to me is, I wouldn't say worthless, but I don't see any reason for me to engage in it. And he was like, oh, that's funny. That's funny because I'm not doing art as propaganda, because this is what it is. I do art for propaganda, guys. Be lucid about it. That's funny. I'm not doing art for this reason. I'm actually doing stuff because I find them how to say that? I make art because I want to make something beautiful, he said to me. I'm not doing art because I have something to say. I do art because I want to do something beautiful. And we kind of say, I was like, cool for you, good for you, but that's not why I'm doing art, and it's fine for you if you like doing stuff just because you find it beautiful, to put something beautiful in the world, then praise to you. That was something like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago maybe. AI came this way and I can't help but wonder how his relationship with art is now. You know that you can make something beautiful with absolutely no effort. What is his relationship with art? And does he still want to make art anyway? Just because he wants to make something beautiful. And I bet he could. He could still be doing art just because making something beautiful is important to him. But I wonder if his definition of something beautiful is still the same that I done 8 years ago. And I would be really curious to have a conversation now that we actually have, the demonstration of what beauty is to art alone, and what do you think is beautiful? My vision of what is beauty is truth, and I can see that for a lot of people, they don't find truth beautiful. And when I say I find truth beautiful, Zach I just showed you, to me, is really beautiful. This is my version of beautiful, because I'm a sucker for horror. And horror because I find it really true, really faithful to something that seems to always be true in my reality, and not just in my fantasies. Things that are other, that are ugly, that are uncomfortable, I find them beautiful because I find them true. So I'm not afraid of doing something ugly, because my version, what I would find really ugly is not something that is unpleasant. It would be more unpleasant for me to have something pleasant in art than if that pleasant thing is fake. It would make me really uncomfortable, like crazy uncomfortable. So yeah. Okay. I still have 20 minutes to spare to try to do something. Hey, how funny is that? Can you recognize everything without the lines? Okay, I don't have the patience to actually do it for real, but what is that? I don't know what is that. Okay. So, my idea for now is to put some color in there. Let's put some colors. So, there is something called gradient maps. And I'm willing to bet this could become fun. Okay, so the idea is you keep your black black, or some kind of black. Let's say a blue black. And blue, give you one. Okay. You keep your whites white, and you can see I don't have whites in my image, and that's a problem, like a huge problem. And I'm trying to assign colors to stuff willy-nilly. Until I have a colorful something. And after I'm done with that, I will try to paint over it all. And that, I think, will be next week. So, Noah, thank you for your patience. Vraiment merci. I will try to finish this with you guys next week. And I think that that will be the longest I will have spent on something like that. Not in terms of hours, far from it. But in if you the span and the span I got with that being regular on every week trying to do the stuff, it really helps me telling myself, okay, I did a bit every day, so at the end maybe I will bite at the last bite of all this kind of tremendous work. But for this sequence especially, I wanted to make you guys imagine what it would be to have kind of an okay life in Zone. So I really wanted to have this specific vibe of how to say that. Yeah, I think of being together just because we want to be together, So for that I kind of needed, just for myself, That would be good. And I will try to carve colors out of this. Being a Carpathian zone, yeah, you have to be passionate. But I think I always had the idea that in Zone, most of the houses were community built, you know. Okay, I'm going to take a break. So if anyone says hello, just tell them I'm on a break and be nice to them. And I'm back. Okay, so what I'm thinking is Khalils. Come on, Tosh up. What's the name of the cosplayer? Give me names. I want names. Hot gluey. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Seems fun. Hot glue hime. Okay. It will soon be time. Eric is saying that currently they are working for a design for Zach if he was in Arcane. So, okay, I hope that anything I could provide in there was nice to you and you found something that you found pleasant in it and useful. And do not hesitate to show it off when you're done. Cool. For those who don't know, right now there is the March Hotel Discord that is active. Look it up. The March Hotel Discord is actually to say that it's a daily drawing challenge that force you to draw once a day at least to continue to have access to everything. So if you want to go there, do go there and show off. Isha would love that. From the bottom of her heart. Okay, what do we think? As a good base for a repaint. Oh, I really hate that part. I hate that part, but I think that maybe I can do my rainbow thing. Who's stopping me? I'm asking you. Thank you, Eric. vision I had. Yep. And raid that bit, and maybe I will keep. Maybe I can keep this one. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. If you hadn't guessed yet, I'm actually trying to make it legible. Okay. We are running so late, but I don't regret a thing. Cheers to that. Okay. I will try to do other paints next week, but there's a chance that I won't change too much about it from now on. Okay, if it's legible like this, okay, maybe I'm lacking a bits of things up there. Maybe I should do something about it. Maybe I should. Before I go. Rid of that. Hey guys. What do we say? Not bad? Not too bad. Not too shabby. I'm notoriously bad at colors. But professional, I don't know. Professional, I don't know, but yeah, that will do for what we want. Okay, so I'll see you next week. So I will close with thank you very much, Eric and Noah, for being here today and talking with me. Thank you to Noah and Icon for funding the rest of the show. Thank you very much for asking questions about my has-been fixations stuff. If you ever want to see has-been stuff, you know what to do. I will, this is official, I will try to, not try, I don't give myself the choice actually. I will complete Arcane of Legends the world after everything except the very end, which is a big morsel. Big morsel of a thing, but yeah, basically everything that isn't pure self-satisfying fluff and too much animation. And yeah, everything will be done eventually. Thank you for your patience. If you are ever interested into doing art stuff, right now the March Hotel exists, so you can go there and be challenged to do at least a drawing a day. Reminds me of the old internet, but it's on Discord. Sorry about that. What else? Yeah, for today I think that's everything. I can give you the link to the Discord server. I'll do that right now. Up. Discord server it is. If you ever want to participate in something, or if you ever want to ask me to do you some doodles, I can do that. Proof is right there. And maybe I can be okay. So please be kind to people around you, especially now. Please be kind when things aren't going your way. And when I say be kind, I don't mean take the beating and say thank you. I do mean to be truly kind and do to others what you would like to be done to you, even when you are a dick. So sometimes being kind is calling people out for being jerks. So yeah, have a very nice day and take care of yourself. Love, love, love. I'm really grateful. Merci encore, Noah. And yeah, see you around on the World Wide Web. Have a very nice day.